Hi students, welcome to Diamond Group of Institutions, NEET and KCET online classes. Today we are going to discuss about motion in a plane. Okay, see the first question in motion in a plane. A car is traveling with a linear velocity v on a circular road of radius r. If the speed is increasing at the rate of a meter per second square, then the resultant acceleration will be, we have to find. So now here the car is moving in the circular path, circular road. The radius of this circular road is the r. So whenever this is moving in the circular road, the particle has the two accelerations. See now at this point, now it has the two accelerations. What are those two acceleration means? One is the tangential acceleration, one more is the centripetal acceleration. Okay, so tangential acceleration is responsible to magnitude and centripetal acceleration is responsible for the direction. So centripetal acceleration का formula v square by r and tangential acceleration का formula dv by dt. So change in velocity with respect to the time will give the acceleration. They given already increasing at the rate of acceleration a. So tangential acceleration equal to a and centripetal acceleration equal to v square by r. Already I written here. Okay, at a point centripetal acceleration acted toward the center and tangential acceleration is tangent to that circular path. At this point tangent to that circular path. Now the angle between the tangential acceleration and the centripetal acceleration is always 90 degrees, perpendicular to each other. So then here tangential acceleration and centripetal acceleration are perpendicular to each other. Then the resultant acceleration a equal to the square root of at square plus ac square. Okay, na square root of ac square plus at square added. Nothing but two vectors are there. Angle between them is 90 degrees. Then what is the resultant means? Root of two vectors a and b if you assume, root of a square plus b square. Same thing, ac square plus at square. ac square ka value is v square by r whole square means v power 4 by r square plus at tangential acceleration is a, at square means a square. So now the answer is v4 square root of v4 by r square plus a square. B is the right option. Okay, like this you have to solve the problems. Next see the second question based on the vectors. You know very well. In mathematics you will get this chapter, but I am going to give you one question. See now, two vectors a and b have equal magnitudes. So I am writing here two vectors a and b both have the same magnitude. Okay, both a vector b vector ka magnitude same. If magnitude of a bar plus b bar is equal to the n times the magnitude of a bar minus b bar, magnitude of a bar plus b bar is equal to the n times the magnitude of a bar minus b bar, then the angle between a bar and b bar is, what is the angle between the a bar and b bar we have to write. So now magnitude of these two vectors, sum of these two vectors and magnitude of subtraction of two vectors we have to find. Already we know the formula, two vectors making some angle theta, then resultant equal to the two vectors a and b, then resultant is a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, and either subtraction is there, a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. So the magnitude of this one is square root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta equal to n into magnitude of this one is square root of a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. To cancel out the this square root, we have to square both sides. We will get this side a square b square plus 2ab cos theta equal to either n square into a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. Okay, now first they given the condition, the magnitude of vector a and b magnitudes are equal, they given. So a plus a equal to b, na b place mein I am writing the a. So if I write b place mein a square, either b place mein a into a square, that means a square plus a square 2a square, a into a square 2a square into cos theta equal to n square. Here also a square, b place mein a I am substituting a square plus a square 2a square minus a into b place mein a I am substituting 2a square into cos theta. Here 2a square take the common, either 2a square also common, cancel out left side right side, remaining terms 1 plus cos theta equal to n square into 1 minus cos theta. Okay, now multiply n square inside, n square minus n square cos theta we will get minus n square cos theta, send this side plus n square cos theta, plus 1 here is in a, send that side, it will become minus 1. So cos theta plus n square cos theta equal to n square minus 1 we will get. From here cos theta is the common, so 1 plus n square equal to n square minus 1, cos theta equal to the, we will get n square minus 1 by this one 1 plus n square or n square plus 1, theta equal to the cos inverse of n square minus 1 by n square plus 1, theta is the angle between the A and B. So the option B is the right answer. Cos inverse of n square minus 1 by n square plus 1. This is totally formula based question. Okay, so next is the speed of projectile at its maximum height is root 3 by 2 times its initial speed. Okay, if the range of the projectile is p times the maximum height, okay, attained by it, then p is equal to the, so range is p times to the maximum height, then what is the p we have to find. So now see the question. Okay, now projectile, so the speed of the projectile, they are projecting one object with a u velocity. Okay, with u velocity they are projecting. So at the maximum height, already we know at the maximum height the velocity is minimum, not, it is not 0, equal to 0. At the maximum height the vertical component, okay, now we are projecting the one object with u velocity by making theta angle with the horizontal. It has the two components, u cos theta and u sin theta. At the maximum height the u sin theta will become 0, but u cos theta is not equal to 0. That means here we have the two cases, that means here horizontal, vertical, then in horizontal direction we have to assume uniform velocity, in vertical direction we have to assume uniform acceleration motion. That two condition from theory you will get. At a maximum point we have the horizontal component, the velocity is u cos theta and it is projected with the velocity is u. The condition they given, see now, the speed of projectile at its maximum height, the speed of projectile at maximum height equal to how much, u cos theta is root 3 by 2 times its initial speed. Initial speed is how much, u. So that means the speed at the maximum height is equal to the root 3 by 2 times to the initial speed. U will be cancelled, cos theta equal to root 3 by 2, then theta equal to the 30 degrees we will get. Okay, theta we found with how much angle it projected. And next one more condition they given, the range of the projectile is p times the maximum height attained. So range ki maximum height ki relationship given, range equal to p times to the height. So now remember direct formula, instead of writing the R formula, H formula, doing it will take the more time. Direct relationship between the range and the maximum height is R tan theta equal to the 4h. To find out the relationship we need the theta value, that's why I found the first theta value. Next substitute here, R into tan theta is 30 degrees equal to 4 into h, R into tan 30 is 1 by root 3 equal to 4 into h, R equal to 4 root 3 h. But our condition, the given condition, range is p times to the maximum height. So range equal to 4 by root 3 times to the maximum height. Then p equal to how much, 4 root 3. Okay, 4 root 3 is the right answer. Remember this condition, the relationship between the range and the maximum height, R tan theta equal to the 4h. See the next question, fourth question. A particle is projected with a speed of 40 meter per second. So speed they given 40 meter per second. The projectile can hit the target at point they given 80 40, point 80 40. So 80 is the x coordinate and this 40 is the y coordinate. Okay, find the angle of projection. We have to find the angle of projection. If they give the point, okay, then we have to use the equation of trajectory. Okay, so for the equation of trajectory formula you have to remember y equal to the x tan theta minus of gx square by u square cos square theta. Okay, so here we have to find the theta, substitute the values, whatever the values they given. This is the x, this is the y. So y is 40, x is the 80 tan theta minus half, g value is the 10, x square 80 square, so 80 into 80 by u square, u means 40 meter per second, 40 into 40, cos square theta is in the denominator, no? So 1 by cos square theta na this one, and 1 by cos square theta we can write it as a secant square theta. Why I am writing secant square theta means either tan theta ki secant square theta ki we have the one relationship, tan sec. Okay, so now see 40, okay, same 8 tan theta minus here 41 so 42s, 41 so 42s, 1 to 1 2 will be cancelled, 10 into 2 20 into this total completed 20 we are getting value. Secant square theta place I am writing the 1 plus tan square theta. Secant square theta minus tan square theta equal to 1. So then secant square theta equal to 1 plus tan square theta. Now 40 80 tan theta minus 20 into 1 20 minus into plus minus 20 tan square theta. Okay, now this one send that side, minus 20 tan square theta will become plus 20 tan square theta. Okay, next plus 80 tan theta will become minus 80 tan theta, minus 20 send that side it will become plus, and 40 plus 20 60 we will get. Okay, 20 is the common here, tan square theta minus 4 tan theta plus 3 equal to the 0. Then find out the roots from this one. This is the quadratic equation. You know already how to find the roots. So I am writing directly. So if you find the roots, we will get the tan theta values are 3 comma 1. So see the options. Tan theta in which angle we will get the 3. For 30 we will get the 1 by root 3, 45 1, 60 degrees root 3, 90 degrees. So infinity we will get, not defined also. Tan theta equal to 3. Now tan theta equal to 1 means theta equal to how much? 45 degrees. So option is there. B option is the right answer. Okay na? And next see the next question. A projectile is projected with initial speed of 20 meter per second. Either initial speed given u equal to 20 meter per second at an angle of projection 30 degrees. Angle of projection also they given. Okay, theta equal to the 30 degrees. So here diagram also they given with projection 30 degrees with the horizontal from a tower of height 40 meters. So from here to the tower is 40. From 40 meter height tower he is standing and projecting the one object by making 30 degrees angle with the velocity 20 meter per second. Find the time of flight. Time of flight from here to reach here, how much time it is taking, that we have to find. Okay, we are projecting upward direction. Okay, then u value given 20 meter per second. So one thing you have to remember here, time of flight, they ask, you know, time of flight time we have to consider the components along the y-axis. Okay, na? Time of flight, whenever we are finding the time of flight, we have to consider the components along the y-axis. So now in the y-axis, this u is the projected with the velocity u, it is making 30 degrees angle. So we have to divide this one into the horizontal component and vertical component. To find out the time of flight, we need the vertical components, no use of the horizontal component. So directly I am finding the vertical component only. Vertical component uy equal to u sin theta, u sin 30. That value we will get 10 meter per second. So in vertical direction the initial velocity is 10 meter per second. Okay, now it is going upward direction and coming under reaching to the ground now. So starting at this O, okay, suppose this is the O, starting at here, reaching to some height, maximum height, and falling on the ground. So from here to here is the displacement equal to the 0. So from which level we projected reaching to that level, and after that falling down. So from here to here it is a displacement equal to 0. This displacement we have to consider, that is nothing but the height of the tower, 40 meter, and the displacement is below the reference level. We have to take the negative below the this one, sy equal to the minus 40 meters. And the next see now here it is projected upward direction. So a equal to minus g, in vertical direction ay equal to minus g. So if the velocity is above this reference level, then it is positive, below is one negative. So it is projected upward direction only, uy equal to positive 10 meter per second. So we have to find the time. So we know the velocity, we know acceleration, we know and the displacement we know. Based on this data, which formula is applicable, s equal to ut plus of at square. We have to consider the y-axis. So sy equal to uyt plus of a by t square. This formula I am using. Sy equal to minus 40. Why? Because the displacement is below the reference. So minus 40 equal to uy. It is projected upward direction positive, and uy value is 10. We found 10 t of ay equal to minus g. So minus g value is 10 into t square. So minus 40 10t is a simplification, we will get the minus 5t square. Okay, next to send this one to this side, we will get 5t square minus 10t minus 40. So 5 is the common, t square minus 2t minus 8 equal to 0. So this is also quadratic equation. Now do the simplification, we will get the time values. Time of flight t equal to 4 seconds and t equal to minus 2 seconds. Time is never negative. So this is the not exist. So now time period equal to 4 seconds. So time period equal, time of flight equal to the 4 seconds. Okay, like this we have to solve the problem. So time of flight, if they ask, we have to consider the vertical components. Okay, if they ask the range, then velocity in the direction of the horizontal into time of flight, that we have to take. Okay, next see the next question, sixth question. From the top of a tower 80 meter high. So tower ka height is 80 meter. From the ground a stone is thrown in the horizontal direction. Here it is thrown horizontal direction, u equal to the 8 meter per second. Okay, with a velocity of, the stone reaches the ground after a time t, after t time this will reach to the ground. Falls at a distance of d from the foot of the tower. This is the foot of the tower, from the distance d, it is striking the ground here from the foot of the tower, distance is d. The time t and d are given respectively by, so time t and d we have to find. So to reach from here to here, time. So to find out the time, what we have to consider? Vertical components we have to consider. So see now here, if a object is projected horizontally, then vertical direction mein initial velocity is 0 and horizontal velocity is constant throughout the motion, that is the 8 meter per second only. So vertical direction mein velocity changes with respect to the time. So that means initially uy equal to 0, that means the body is falling falling freely under the gravity. Then time period formula t equal to root 2h by g already we know. Instead of using doing complicated, then easily we can do. So t equal to 2, with how much height it is falling? 80 meters. So h is a 80, g is a 10, we will get the 4 seconds. That means this body is taking the 4 seconds to fall on the ground. Okay, 4 seconds completed. Next they are asking the distance of the object where it is striking from the foot of the tower. This d we have to find. Horizontal distance, now I said already, horizontal distance or range equal to the horizontal velocity into time. Okay, time of flight. Okay, so then distance equal to range equal to the horizontal velocity ux into time of flight. So how much time it is taking from the projected point to the ground. Okay, now in the horizontal direction, velocity is a constant, that is given 8 meter per second, 8, and time of flight, the time taken by the particle to reach the ground is 4 seconds we found already. 8 into 4 is the 32 meters. So now time period is the 4 seconds and the distance is the 32 meters. So C option is the right answer. Like this we have to solve the problems on the projectile motion. Okay, see the next question, 7th question. The particle are projected along a smooth horizontal surface as shown. Okay, now this is the diagram they given. Find the value of theta. This theta we have to find for A and B to collide. A and B are going to collide. Also find the time taken to collide. How much, after what time it will collide, that we have to find. Okay, this is the diagram they given. Once you see now this diagram, A is projected with the 20 meter per second by making angle 30 degree with the horizontal. B is projected with the 10 meter per second by angle making theta. Okay, when this particles will be collide. Okay, see here this velocity will be resolved into its components. Okay, horizontal component and a vertical component. This also horizontal component and a vertical component. So which velocities are, which components of velocity are responsible for the collision? Once you see this is going in this direction, this component is going in this direction, but these two components, the one component of horizontal component of the B is moving in this direction and horizontal component of A is moving in this. So both are moving in the opposite direction and collision takes place. That means the horizontal components of A and B particle velocities are responsible for the collision. That means the vertical component of A and the vertical component of B, due to this one no collision takes place. That means relative velocity between A and B in perpendicular direction or vertical direction equal to the 0. So only the horizontal component of velocities are responsible for the collision. So to find out the angle theta, I am equating the relative velocity of the A with respect to B equal to the 0 I am making. Okay, na? So relative velocity of the A with respect to the B is VAB equal to VA minus VB equal to the 0. So why? Because those are not responsible for the collision. So VA minus VB equal to 0. Here perpendicular components I am taking. Okay, na? So now the perpendicular component of the A particle equal to the perpendicular component of the B particle. So perpendicular component or vertical component, this one we have to find 20 meter per second. This is nothing but the 20 into sine 30 degrees. Okay, na? For here also 10 into sine theta. Okay, so now I am substituting here perpendicular components, equating 20 sine 30 equal to the 10 sine theta. Otherwise just you can see, so the horizontal components are responsible for the collision, so just equate the perpendicular component, that's also okay. So now I am equating this one 20 sine 30 equal to the 10 sine theta. I am equating the perpendicular components or vertical components. So now 0 0 will be cancelled, 2 is there, sine 30 value is 1 by t, sine theta, theta equal to 90 degrees. That means this particle projected vertically. okay na, by making 90 degrees. So they asked find the value of theta. We found the value of theta. Theta equal to the 90 degrees. Vertically it is projected. So now here next one more thing is that they asked the find the time taken to the collision. Okay, at what time it will be collide. So this particle ka for collision this horizontal components are responsible, okay na. So now relative velocity between the A and B I am finding. Why? Because both are moving toward each other. So then relative velocity A and B is nothing but the both are moving opposite to each other na, then relative velocity equal to sum of the two velocities, sum of the velocity, both are in opposite direction, then relative velocity is minus we will get, but in opposite direction no collision. So same direction no collision, opposite direction only collision take place, or opposite direction sum of these velocities. Which velocities? Horizontal velocities, horizontal component of velocities. So horizontal component of this one 20 cos 30, this one, and for this one horizontal component 10 cos theta is nothing but 90. So now horizontal component of A is 20 cos 30, horizontal component of B is 10 cos 90. So 20 into cos 30 value is root 3 by 2 and cos 90 value is 0, this will become 0. Now 20 into root 3 by 2 we will get the 10 root 3 meter per second. Okay, the relative velocity between A and B is 10 root 3 meter per second, and distance between the A and B is 40 root 3 meters. Okay, then how much time it will take to collide means the time taken to collide t equal to the distance upon the relative velocity between the A and B. Distance is how much? 40 root 3 meters, 40 root 3, and relative velocity between A and B is 10 root 3. Okay, then we will get the 4 seconds. So after 4 seconds these particles are going to collide. So now the theta and time we found 90 degrees and 4 seconds. Option B is the right answer. Okay, next come to see the 8th question. A boat which has speed of 5 km per hour in still water. Okay na? So the speed of the boat with respect to the river they given 5 km per hour. Width of the river they given 3 kilometers. This is the river. Now width of the river equal to the 3 kilometers. Along the shortest possible path is t minutes mein it will reach. Okay, the river flows at the rate of 3 km per hour. So river ka velocity given, whatever the data given I am writing first. River ka velocity given, find the time t, find the time t. So that means a boat which has speed of 5 km per hour in still water crosses a river. It is crossing the river in the time t, it is crossing the river in time t through the shortest possible path. Okay, shortest possible path means so drift equal to the 0. Okay, drift equal to the 0, shortest possible path. So when the drift equal to the 0 means so if it is moving in this direction, then so the this water will push this one, come again it reach to here. So but directly it will reach to the opposite side, that is the shortest possible path we will get. Shortest possible path means drift equal to the 0. So now they given VBR equal to the 5 km per hour and the velocity of this river equal to 3 km per hour and width of this river equal to the 3 kilometers. They are asking the time taken by the boat to cross this river, t equal to the we have to find. So to find the time, so see now this is the width of the river and how much time it will take from here to the here, this we have to find. So VBR is resolved into its components. So this is the horizontal component and this is the vertical component. So to find out the time we have to take the vertical component of this VBR. Okay, now vertical component is we have to find. So see now here this is the 5 km per hour. This is the speed of the river. No? So here also speed of the river, this one only horizontal component. Here this is the 3. Okay, this is 5, this is 3. Suppose if you consider this is the right angle triangle and this is how much we will get 4. Okay, na? So that means the vertical component of VBR we are getting the 4 km per hour. So perpendicular component or vertical component is 4 km per hour. So the time taken by the boat to cross this is nothing but the distance upon velocity in this direction. Okay, velocity the direction, perpendicular component. So now distance is the 3 km loop, that component is nothing but the 4 km per hour. So now kilometer will be cancelled, 3 by 4 hour equal to 60 minutes, we will get the 45 minutes is the time. So it will take the 45 minutes to cross the river. Okay na? So just remember, shortest possible path means drift equal to 0, it has to move in this direction. Suppose they ask the shortest time means it has to go straight perpendicular to the motion of the river. Okay na? So two cases you have to remember. See the next question. A man can swim at a speed of 3 km per hour in still water. Okay, in still water the velocity of the man with respect to the river is given 3 km per hour. Okay, and the next he wants to cross a 500 meter wide river. Okay, river ka width they given 500 meter, that is nothing but the 0.5 kilometer. Okay, river flowing at 2 km per hour. Speed of the river is 2 km per hour. He keeps himself always at an angle of 120 degrees. So 120 degrees. This is the river flow. This is the velocity of the man with respect to the river. Angle made by this is the 120 degrees. With this vertical, making the angle 30 degrees. Okay. This one completed. With the river flow while swimming, at what point on the opposite bank of the river will be arrive? At what point he will arrive? This is the exact opposite point. From this point, at what distance he will reach? This one we have to find. Suppose, see, if this river velocity is balanced by the or cancelled by the horizontal component of this velocity, then it will reach direct opposite to this point, then drift equal to the 0. If the horizontal component of this velocity is not balancing this one, then we will get the drift here. Okay na? So if this is more, then drift is this side. If this one is more, drift is this side. Okay na? So see now the given data is velocity of the man with respect to the river given, width of the river given, and velocity of the river given. Okay, so drift we have to find now. So drift equal to the parallel velocity component of the parallel velocities, this horizontal velocities, resultant of horizontal velocities into time. Okay, so to find the time, okay, we have to consider the velocity component in this direction. Okay, so time equal to the, how much time it will take to reach from this end to this end means time equal to the width of the river by velocity along this component, velocity along this perpendicular direction. So now this VMR we are dividing into the components. This is the 3 into sine 30 and this one is the 3 into cos 30. Okay, so 3 into cos 30 value is root 3 by 2. Okay, this is the 3 into sine 30 is 1 by 2, 3 by 2 means 1.5 km per hour. So in the horizontal direction, our parallel component of this velocity is 1.5 km per hour. Perpendicular component of this velocity is 3 into root 3 by 2. So to find the time to cross this river, we have to consider this velocity. Okay, na? So now distance is the 0.5 kilometers and the velocity along in this direction is 3 root 3 by 2. Okay, 3 root 3 by 2. 3 root 3 by 2. 2 will go upside 0.5 into 2, 1 by 3 root 3 seconds. That means to cross this river, it is taking the 1 by 3 root 3 seconds time. Okay, time found. Now, to find the drift, so changing the velocity in the horizontal direction. So river velocity is 2 km per hour and in this direction the velocity of the man with respect to the river is 1.5 km per hour. Resultant velocity is 2 minus 1.5, 0.5 into time to cross this river. How much time it is taking? 1 by 3 root 3 seconds, and substitute we will get the 1 by 6 root 3 kilometers. So now drift is 1 by 6 root 3 kilometers. This will, like this we have to solve the problem. And the next, see, a man running upwards on the hill is going upward. The rain appears to fall vertically downwards with 4 meters per second. Okay, velocity of the rain with respect to the man is 4 meters per second, but it is in the downward direction. In downward direction means take it as a negative y-axis minus 4 j cap. Unit vector is j cap and going in the negative y-axis. So velocity of the rain with respect to the man is minus 4 j cap. And the velocity vector of the man with respect to the earth is velocity of the man with respect to the earth. So velocity of the man is nothing but the 2i cap plus 3j cap. Okay, this is the given data. Next, if the man starts running down the hill with the same speed, so whenever he is going up, this is the speed. Whenever he is coming down, then direction will be changed. That means plus 2i plus 3j is there. Whenever he is coming down, minus 2i minus 3j. Same speed, but it in the downward direction. They are asking the relative velocity speed of the rain with respect to the man. Relative velocity of the rain with respect to the man they are asking. So relative velocity of the rain with respect to the man equal to Vr minus Vm. Either man ka velocity we know, rain ka velocity we don't know. So from this data we have to find the rain velocity. So Vrm equal to velocity of the rain with respect to man equal to Vr minus Vm. Velocity of the rain equal to Vm, send this side it will become plus. So Vrm equal to, first case mein Vrm they given, velocity of the rain with respect to the minus 4j plus velocity of the man, he is going upward initially, so 2i plus 3j. So velocity of the rain we got 2i cap minus j cap. From the first, whenever he is going upward direction, the data is this one, from that we got the velocity of the rain. And next he is coming down, whenever he is coming down, what is the velocity of the rain with respect to the man we have to find. So velocity of the rain with respect to the man is Vr minus Vm. Velocity of the rain we found here 2i minus j, so 2i minus j minus velocity of the man whenever he is coming down minus 2i minus 3j, so 2i minus j, minus into minus plus, minus into minus plus, and we will get the velocity of the rain with respect to the man is 4i plus 2j cap whenever the man is coming down. So but they are asking the magnitude, so magnitude equal to square root of 4 square plus 2 square, we will get the 16 plus 4, 20, square root of 20. So velocity of the magnitude of velocity of rain with respect to the man is square root of 20 meter per second. Like this you have to solve the problems. Thank you.